Hey Chris, it looks like we're live already. So I'm
We're
trying to
live? All right. Didn't even know
yeah,
that one.
well, I chose and I gotta move this because my other camera's not working, which is I was having some tech problems. And then I was like, okay, I guess I'll go live even though I wasn't planning on it. So what are you gonna do?
So, hello, everybody. We'll be live in a couple minutes, actually talking about stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll figure this out. But yeah, so my other camera's not working. I don't know why, so I'm trying to figure that out. In the
Okay.
meantime, for those who are listening in now, we're going to be doing basically a live stream with the pre-call for anyone that's part of the TEDx challenge that we have started. So that's kind of what this is all about. Let me change the view here so it's gallery. That yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing, and it should be pretty exciting. But yeah, for some reason my new camera, which I love, for some reason I'm working. So I gotta figure that out and hopefully move the on button. I don't know. I do
And
something.
another thing I would do that I noticed if you can on Restream, just put that QR code up. It's not on. You just got to hit that in the back of Restream.
That's a good question. So how do I do that?
You just go into Restream on the back end and then just make the QR code live.
Um, yeah, okay. Let me see here. Uh, I'm not sure how to do that because this is streaming from Zoom, not from Restream.
Oh, so,
So I
but you had to set it up on Restream, didn't you?
no, because I remember. Well, no, I didn't. So
Okay.
if there's a way to share an image or whatever of what like on the screen and what's going on, we could do that. But it's a little bit complicated.
All
So
right.
yeah, it's all right. But let's just maybe while I'm trying to do some tech, can you just start chatting and with the audience who's watching, and we can kind of go into it.
Yeah, yeah, sure. So, great to have everybody. Oh, see, let me see if I can share my screen easily here so we can get this party started. But thanks for those that are joining. I'm going to show you what we go through here just so you can get an idea on the share here. So what I want to do is make sure that everybody can see this. It should be, I'm going to just make sure this is showing on live. Yeah, this looks like it's showing on live.
Oh,
Okay, we're good.
by the way, Nikki's saying she's here listening in, but she's not actually in the call. So I'm going to tell her, hey, get in on the call.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on, Nikki. Come on live. Go in your email, make sure that you hit that link. It'll bring you right in on our Zoom because we'd love to have you here live.
Exactly. So maybe we should let people know that they can come in live. Oh, there we go. There's one person coming in now. Okay.
All right, so what we're going to start to do is some folks join, and we have folks over on LinkedIn. I believe we're streaming on YouTube and Facebook just for this pre-challenge event. And, a few of you that want to join us that are online right now, if you want to join us next week, take a screenshot of this so you know where to go register. This is also in my featured profile section and I believe Bobby's, but it's networkanytime.com/unlock TEDx blueprint. That'll take you right where you can register. And then next week, you will learn how to unlock the secret blueprint to land your first TEDx talk. And we'll talk a little bit the topics that we on this 5-day challenge. Just so you know, as we wait for a few guests to join, I'm going to go right to that. This is what we cover throughout the 5 days. That we're kind of just getting to know some of the participants that show up today that are live. But on Monday, we're going to talk about is a TEDx right for you? On Tuesday, we're going to set a vision for getting you there. And then on Wednesday, we're going to talk about finding the right story and converting it into an idea, which is an awesome. I mean, that is one of the most interactive days that we always have. I love that day. I love every day, but that day in particular, people really start to get the insights. Then day 4, we're going to help you build your brand story around your expertise. And then I know this sounds crazy. 1 week from today at this exact time, we leave open Q&A. So this might seem like this is going to take a long time, but these 5 days, this is the third one of these Bobby and I have done. And these 5 days fly. I'm just going to tell you, there's amazing content and transformation you're going to get out of this. So if you're on LinkedIn, and you want to join us, let me just show you one more time as we start to welcome some of our guests that are here live and get to know each other. But if you want to join us next week, take a screenshot of this, and I'll put this in the chat, and just go to networkanytime.com/unlock TEDx Blueprint, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. So for those of you that are on live with us now, I'm going to stop sharing my screen in a second. But what we like to do on the first day that we do this is to set the stage for next week so that we know you a little bit more, you know us a little bit more. You know, I find I've done over 120 challenges now in my day. And I find just starting this micro community with those that can make it on a Friday to get to know each other sets the week so much differently. And I promise you, this challenge that Bobby does gets very interactive, especially if you all play full out and you start to dig deep into your stories. So what I want to do now, and Bobby and I will start this off, is we want to know who you are, where you're from. And I'm going to drop this in the chat so you can see it in the chat. Don't worry. Something fun we will all remember you by, okay? Trust me, make it as fun as possible. What has you most excited about this challenge? Kind of ties into why you did join this challenge. And quite frankly, when's your goal TEDx stage? Like, when do you want to be on that TEDx stage? It's really important to set a foundation as we go through next week. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'll introduce myself real quick, and then I'll let this go over to Bobby so he can introduce myself. But let me just drop those questions in the comments before I do this. This is what those of you who are on live with us, as you answer, here's exactly the flow that we want to do. And I know a couple more are about to join us live, so I'll put that in when you come in here. So meeting group chat, it is in there. So what I'll do is I'll start this for you so you all know me a little bit. Okay, so I'm Chris Colt. They call me the challenge champion, and I'm from New York. And something you'll always remember about me that's real simple, especially as we go through this week, I completed the hardest mountain bike race in North America, the Leadville 100. And I came in the top 20% of 2,000 racers. Ironically, that race was a week ago that it runs. I didn't do it this year, but, you know, I got to see a lot of friends finish this year, which was really, really cool. You know, why am I in this challenge? Why do I want to be part of this? Is because A, I'm helping Bobby, but B, I'm also going for my own personal TEDx. So as we go through this next week, you'll see me share some of the insights that I've learned building out what I'm going to share on TEDx. I want to play full out with each and every attendee that comes with us. Like, we have many more that'll be here next week that are registered. We always know on Friday, a few always show up to get to know us a little bit more, but I want to see your transformations, and I want to see you get on the TEDx stage. So we want to be here to help you with that. But I am actually going to be your guide this week. So as Bobby's going through things, if you can't find something, you have any questions, I'll share what some of the tech stuff is. I'll help you with all that good stuff. But I'm also playing full out with each and every one of you. What do I do? You know, this is what I help my clients do. I help them get their message out at scale and equip those that they're meant to help at scale. So we look forward to working with all you on this challenge. And my goal date for TEDx Talk is no later than March 30th of 2025. I know that seems like that's far away, but believe me, it's not that far away as you start to plan this out. So that's my goal. Bobby, why don't you give yourself an introduction, and then we'll all start going round robin with everybody here.
Okay, great.
And it's great to see your cameras on all. That helps us.
Yeah. So, well, this is the wrong camera. The main camera's not working. So, so my name is Bobby Murray. A lot of you know me. I'm a 5-time TEDx speaker and a 3-time TEDx invite decliner. And essentially, you know, I focus on helping people land a TEDx talk guaranteed. I take them through the process, the steps required. I help them overcome the challenges people have, which typically are 4 main challenges. And in the challenge I'm going to do next week, I'm going to review your vision of why for doing a TEDx talk, your mindset and the PR behind it, turning your story into an actual idea, the process to get there. I'll share how I guarantee the TEDx talk with my roadmap, which is a 17-page roadmap and a 57-page curriculum. And then essentially I'll talk about how to share your story out there and take people on the journey with you from a content strategy perspective, because that's part of it too. And then we'll talk a bit about the application process. And then day 5 is just going to be Q&A. So that's really what the challenge is all about. And so I've been promoting it like crazy, and I'm telling people, like, for $100, you're getting 6 hours of our time, including this 1-hour bonus, plus all the PowerPoint trainings that I'm doing, the replays, access to amazing people that are on this community call, the participants. Then there's like a dozen or so that are participants. And so, you know, there's a lot to be said about what you're going to get from that. So that's kind of the very small investment for a lot of great value packed type stuff. And some people are paying to the VIP, which gives them an extra 3 things, most significantly a 1-hour consult with me, but they also get access to my list of 1,500 global TEDx events around the world that include the name, the location, the date, the link, the key contact person, and all that information. That's a pretty big, significant value. So a lot of people are signing up for that as well for the VIP. So that's my introduction. And I guess the other thing I'd say is that, why does TEDx matter? Well, I believe that every single person has a story that can change lives, and the TEDx and for years I was sharing the fact that, we all have a story to share. We all have insights to share, and it's something that can, change the world. And TEDx's theme is now ideas that change lives. So I believe that if you have, you will have, it's not about experience or success or achievement. It's about your story and your idea and how's it going to help people. And if you have something, and you all do, then we can turn that into something really amazing to then land the TEDx Talk, which will then elevate all other aspects of your brand. If you're launching a book, it'll elevate your book. If you're launching a program, it'll elevate your program. If you're trying to get ahead in your business or career, it's going to elevate that. All I can tell you is that my first TEDx Talk of the 5 that I've done completely changed my life. I was a public speaker for about 3-4 years at that time. And then when I did the TEDx Talk, everything changed. The number of speaking gigs increased by 40%. I started traveling around the world. My speaker fee jumped 2.5 times, which was pretty significant for me. And, I started getting opportunities for book deals and media appearances and even jobs that I didn't really want because I was an entrepreneur. But it was just crazy what happened that first year of that talk. At the same time, I also knew how valuable it would be. So I put a lot of effort into making sure I leveraged it. And I took people on that journey using social media, so that when I finally did launch and the video did come out, the views were, in the thousands, right? So I think that's certainly something that could help as well. So I think that's a long introduction. I hope you guys, thanks for coming, guys. And this is live streaming everywhere: Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. I'm going to try to live stream a little bit to TikTok, see what happens, but that's kind of what we're doing. This is what this is. This is going to be a TikTok thing.
So it is great to have you all here. What we're going to do is just in the chat, a little bit of who you are, where you're from, what excites you, if you can answer that. And then I did jump ahead and put the resources page for the week that I'm going to make sure I walk you through before we depart today, right? We have this real simple one page that everything you'll need for the entire week. So I'll go with Nikki first. Nikki, a little bit about you. It's great to see you. I kind of know you a little bit, but I heard your name a few times from Bobby, so great to have you here.
Thank you. I hope they're all good things. We have a lot of fun together as we're
I'll get back to you on that. No.
Great, thanks. We're doing some exciting things as I've started. I'm Nikki Estes. I'm from Fort Myers, Florida. We've started a marketing company that has branched off into entities that do growth network partnership that aligns with other fractional companies that want to provide their services in accounting, technology, human resources, sales, marketing, anything that you can think of. But then what I'm working on with Bobby is Top Voices United. And we're doing these kinds of things. We're talking about podcasts, webinars, live audios, all of that. So I'm looking forward to learning about how to get someone a TEDx talk from this. Something fun to remember by is I have 5 kids while juggling all of these things. So if you can watch as my hair falls out, maybe, or maybe not, I don't know. So I'm excited about learning all of this, and maybe I can automate some of this effort to be more productive.
5 kids. 5 kids. I'll remember that. We're going to remember that all week. We're going to make you name each kid as we go through each day. It's going to be Nikki, Monday, 1 kid.
All their birthday.
No, thank you so much. We're looking forward to having you. It's going to be a great week. Bobby, anything you want to add?
No, that's great. I mean, Nikki is definitely reminds me of myself, actually. I think that she's got the energy and bubbly kind of charm and the drive to make shift happen. I think that's so. Whether she wants to build United Voices, whether she wants to help the TLB Club, whether she wants to get a TEDx talk, I have no doubt that she will drive through and do the work and get it done. Because the thing is, people have asked me, how can you guarantee a TEDx talk? Well, all I can tell you is that I've put together a very sophisticated system, plan, and roadmap on how to do it, taking all my knowledge of speaking, digital marketing, storytelling, personal branding, thought leadership, and paid speaking, and of course the TEDx talks. And what I can tell you is that every single person that's done the work has landed a TEDx talk. The ones who have not done the work, they complain. But it's like, you got to do the work. I mean, whether you want to launch a book or whether you want to get a TEDx talk or whether you want to get a job, are you doing the work? And so for me, like that's how I guarantee it, because I know that what I have will work, and it hasn't not worked yet. Everyone's done everything has landed the TEDx talk. And so for me, that's kind of, and through the challenge next week, I'm going to show you some of the models that I use. The foundation of the TEDx talk is your life story, and that's where the magic happens. But one of the things I'll tell you is that I did a post the other day about thought leadership. There's different ways for you to ramp up your thought leadership. So one is content strategy, right? Great. You can get out there, put content. That's great. The other one is networking, building relationships with people. Great. Now, those two are kind of long-term plays. You do that for, 6, 12, 18 months, and then eventually it gets to a point where, okay, now you're having some really great impact and you're well known as a thought leader. The other way, of course, is to write a book. But a book takes, 500 hours to write. And then when you finally do launch it, you have to push it out and get people to buy copies, and it gets a bit of a challenge. The other way is to put together a program and get testimonials. So when I launched my other programs, I built the programs, launched it out, got clients, got testimonials, and then after 6 to 10 months, I had a pretty good thought leadership building piece. But again, I'm pushing that out. And then the final way is to get a TEDx talk. And what's great about TEDx talks is that the amount of time it takes is only 30 to 50 hours of time. Number one. Number two, the TEDx talk shows up quite quickly. You can get a TEDx talk within 2-3 months, and it goes live, and there it is. And so it's a shorter timeline, and it automatically builds impressions without you having to push it out, because the organization will push it out. You'll let people know. You'll get thousands of impressions on your video, and that's already fantastic for your brand. So so less time invested, shorter timeline, greater impact. It's faster and bigger than all those things to 10x your business and your brand. So that's why, to me, TEDx is the foundation of building thought leadership, and that's kind of the flagship that I'm using to help people. I feel like I'm rambling, but I'm very passionate about this stuff.
Good stuff.
Bobby, you rambled.
Next up, but that's good. We're gonna do some intros, right? So the next one, Talila Milliman, please go ahead and share yourself with everybody here.
Okay, so my name is Talila Milman. I live in the greater Boston area in Andover, Massachusetts. A fun fact about me. Bobby talked about the book. So I just published a book in May. It's called The Triumph Framework. And for a long time, it was like the #1 new release in its category of organizational change. And I'm here because I want to get my message out, and I want to be on a TEDx talk. I don't have a timeline, and I thought one of the things that I would do here is figure out the amount of work that's required, what I need to do, what the process is, so I can set a definite goal for myself. I'm very goal-oriented. So once I understand the process, I'll set a goal and I'll go after it.
Nice.
That's great. And I think the thing to keep in mind too is, like I said, if you take the 30 to 50 hours, if you break it down, right? So the TEDx Mastery Program that I run, which was my high-level program, which guarantees the TEDx talk, it's 6 months. But I tell people, look, it's 2 hours a week for 6 months, which is more than 50 hours. But if you want to commit 6 hours a week now, I mean, in 5 weeks, you would have 30 hours of time, and you're probably ready to start pitching. So just think, it's just a question of, putting the work in and doing it. So, TEDx Talks are now accepting applications in the fall. So my goal is to give you a path to get to a TEDx Talk this fall or early next year. That's the goal.
Early next year sounds more realistic to me, to be honest, based on everything that you're saying.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, though, Talila. I mean, look, if we put together your topic and title and we start pitching, and someone says, "Hey, Talila, we love this story. We want you for November 3rd." Are you going to say no?
Of course not.
Right.
Of course not.
Because what's interesting is that, and here's a little secret, you don't need to have a TEDx Talk ready to land a TEDx Talk.
Oh, okay.
So when I did my first TEDx Talk, I was invited to speak and I had no topic. So I had to come up with a topic, and then I said, "What do you think of this?" That's great. And they're like, "Please." They were happy to have me there. So and then the other time, my fifth TEDx talk, I found out, someone told me about it because they said, "Bobby, there's this TEDx talk happening, and their theme is power of connection, and you talk with it all the time." I'm like, "Oh my God, that's my hashtag." Okay, so then I had a couple of TEDx talks in my back pocket. I then pitched a video in my office over there, sent it to them. The next day they called me and said, "We want you." And I had no TEDx talk. I just had a pitch, and I got it in one day. So, you can get a TEDx talk very quickly if you know how to do it.
Sounds fantastic. I'm here to learn.
All right, great. And let's go to Ji Shu. I hope I pronounced your name right.
Yeah, yeah.
Welcome. Please introduce yourself.
90%. Yeah, good.
I let Bobby pronounce names more than me, just so everybody knows when it's the first time, because I have a bad history. So thank you, Bobby.
Hi, yeah, thank you. Hi, I'm Jie, and I'm originally from China, and then went to France and did my PhD there, and then came to Canada about 10 years ago. So originally, I was thinking about becoming a researcher, and eventually I went to the tech industry and became a product manager. While I was, my career was growing, and I felt that like something is missing still, it feels, and then I couldn't really. I really love learning, so I read a lot of books and did a lot of articles, and so I still feel like also something that's not there for me. And then I had family, and then I had kid, and then I got laid off last year. And then I started to work with a coach, and then she was really helped me to understand, made a lot of patterns make sense for me, and really like I was understanding, oh, this is how I was thinking, and this is how I was able to do some things I was not able to do some things. And then because I was like, oh, I really want to learn more about this, and so I started to learn life coach myself. And the more I learned about it, the more I was like, oh, maybe I can make this my thing, or maybe I can become an entrepreneur instead of go back to work. So I I have never thought about becoming a coach or becoming an entrepreneur, but here I am, and I'm very excited. And so then I came across Bob's TEDx challenge, and definitely TEDx is a very good way to look for to make my I think the challenge is not only to land a talk, but also I really want to make sure I understand my own message clear. And so what I want to get some clarity on my own stories. And I think this is a great way to dig deeper and great way to brainstorm. So I really look forward to the next week. And some fun story for me. So I painted this. So
Wow.
yeah, so one project that I'm working on is to have more of this in my house.
Wow, that's great. So you painted that behind you?
Yeah.
That's really nice. And you play guitar too?
I tried, but I learned, so I don't play anymore, but I don't know where to put it. So it's still there.
Listen, I want to share something quick with you guys, which is a kind of you can see this one. It's my model. You see this? So this is the model I use for TEDx success, and it starts with the life story, which is a foundation of everything. And one of the things I tell a lot of people is that not only you're getting a TEDx coach in me, and you're getting a challenge champion in Chris, but you're also getting two people who are entrepreneurs and business owners, and you're getting a personal branding expert, a content expert, a relationship expert, someone who coaches people on mindset and thought leadership and helps you build a brand. And so even though, in this model, I find that the life story actually fills all these things, and it helps you land a TEDx talk, but it also helps you with your business, it helps you with your brand, it helps you with speaking, all these things that you're going to get out of it. And the second piece I'll show is this one, which, oops, this is my model for thought leadership. And so for those who want to build thought leadership, they have to do these things. One is have a foundation of mindset confidence that they continue to work on. They need to have a content strategy, digital presence that's out there. They need to work on their storytelling, speaking, communication skills. They need to continually network and build meaningful relationships. And they need to have a clear and impactful personal brand. And if you do the personal brand work, that feeds back into better mindset and confidence, more focused content strategy and presence, more focused storytelling, better relationships. And so this is kind of the model I use, because people who want to level up with thought leadership, they need knowledge and strategies, they need community and coaching. And when you have all those things and you start to have clarity on who you are, consistency of your actions, and more confidence, this is how you level up. And so every single person I've worked with, when it comes to people who want to get better with their career, their brand, their business, their speaking, their TEDx, their thought, everything, there's always something here that's missing. And so this to me is everything you need. If something's missing, well, maybe you're missing the right knowledge, maybe you're missing coaching, maybe you're missing community, maybe don't have a good digital presence. But when you do all these things, you amplify the chances to, not only land a TEDx talk, but also build your thought leadership. So this is the model that I'm using for everything that I do, whether you're trying to build a business or, build a brand or get a TEDx talk. But I use TEDx as the flagship of what I'm trying to do. So I just want to quickly show that to you guys, because I thought it was kind of interesting.
Yeah, and I'll just validate everything Bobby does. I've been 25 plus years corporate sales, 7 years as an entrepreneur. And like what he says, it took me 7 years to figure a lot of those things out that he has there, right? And I started working with Bobby. I'm like, but I will tell you, one of the things he's going to uncover next week is the life story. And pay attention. Pay attention in that, because it's going to help you a ton where you're at. And it'll help give you some of the clarity. Some of the things I heard each and every one of you share, we'll get into that more. So what I want to do now is I'm going to show you where everything is next week. I'm going to show you how somebody's going to win a $2,000 prize next week, and then give you a little bit of an assignment to do over the weekend, just so you're prepared for next week, right? We want you to come in and not be like, oh, I got to get this, I got to get that. Those listening on replay, all this is in the email. So you'll have that. And then there's a video that shows you where to find everything in the community. Those on you live with us, I'm going to walk you through all this right now, so you have it taken care of. So let me just share my screen, and we'll be about 10 minutes more. Then you guys can ask some questions, and we'll call it a day, and we'll go off for the weekend. Everybody see my screen okay?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, let's get this party started. And you'll see me a lot next week. I'll stand, I'll sit. Like whenever I speak, I prefer to stand, but when I'm paying attention, I sit normally. So just a heads up, if you see me always going up and down, I have one of those desks that does that. Those of you listening on streaming, if you want to join us, at least on my featured section on Bobby's, this is here. You can still register. Join us next week. You'll get everything you need, 11:30 to 12:30. All is recorded. Go to networkanytime.com/unlock TEDx blueprint. While I have this up, take a quick screenshot or shoot Bobby or I a DM, and we'll take care of you. All right, so we talked about this. Let's get into the prizes. Who likes to win prizes? I know I do. Okay, and like we had winners nonstop on this. So what we're going to do is somebody's going to win a $2,000 program. Okay, access to Bobby has other programs. You'll learn about a couple of them, but you can use, whoever wins this can use $2,000 towards that. So we're going to make it fun for you. This helps us get interaction in what we do, and it helps you move forward, right? The purpose of a challenge, quite frankly, is not to sit there and sit back and do nothing. It's for you to have something little each day that's going to move you forward. By the end of the week, you're like, wow. So I'm a cyclist. You're going to learn a lot about cycling over the next week with some fun stories. I'll just warn you. But if somebody came to me and said, Chris, I want to do a 100-mile mountain bike race, get me there. The last thing I'm going to show them is everything they need to do to get there. I'm going to show them how to get on a bike and get that first 10 miles done successfully. And that's what's going to happen to you all. Right now, you're sitting at one phase. By the end of this week, you're going to be along the way of a 100-mile bike race, essentially, right? But you'll be in a certain position. So these prizes are going to help you get there. So what you're going to see, and there's a video in the community page that explains this. So when I show you where the community page is, I go deeper on this. Okay, you all have 25 points for joining this challenge. Some of you upgraded to VIP, you have 100 points, okay? Or entries, right? These are entries, and I'm going to break them down into points. A couple of you have referred people to us to this challenge. Somebody just lets us know. If you like, I'm just saying, if Nikki refers somebody and Steve registers, just have Steve tell Bobby or I, hey, Nikki referred me. You will get points for that, right? Anybody that goes VIP upgrade on that, we give you extra points. We're going to have you do some stuff on social media so you get some exposure, right? We're going to have you talk a little bit about your ideas. We're going to have a lot of fun. Those that take advantage of that, you're going to start to get points on this, okay? And then by the end of the week on Thursday, and I'll refresh through the week where everybody stands, we're going to put this big cool wheel up with all your names in it, and we're going to draw our winners, okay? So it'll be a fun event. We'll do this on Thursday, so you have all week to get the points. I'll refresh this all during the week, and I'll show you where the video that goes deeper is in the community page in a minute on this. Hypothetically speaking, this kind of shows you a sample outcome. So let's just say you grab 375 points this week. You will get 15 entries on the wheel into the opportunity to win the prize, okay? So, and like I said, I'll show you this as we go throughout the week, let you know where you stand. Anybody that wants to still get that one-on-one with Bobby and the TEDx locations, on the resources page, which is in the chat right now, okay? And I'm going to give this to you. I'm going to walk you through this resources page. You're going to see how simple your life will be next week. Boom. Do that by Monday midnight because we close that out on Monday because we always have people that register all the way up till Monday, so we don't want to lock people out from that opportunity. Now, let's get into this. We already talked about where we're going next week. I just want to show you some things that might help you. We've done, this is the third, you're our third group going through this challenge. And we document stuff. So some of the branding and stuff you see on here, that was just me taking people's videos that they sent us. So I encourage you, if you're really, really serious right now, which you all sound serious to me, and those listening to replay, at some point this weekend, put it out there. Simple video. Hey, I'm gonna, and this is not required. However, we give bonus points. So that's just saying, okay? A little video. I'm gonna be doing a TEDx on one of these topics. Keep tune of my journey. Put that out there. We had an entire group of 40 people do that on our first challenge. Many of them have been on the stages since then. Okay, I'm just going to say that, right? January to now, we've seen many go through the stages. So we'd love to add you to this. We want you to play full out. We want you to visualize this where you're going, okay? So that's just been some fun there. I'm going to walk you through a resources page. Okay, some of you are probably ambitious and already hit the page. I'm going to walk you through it now, but here's this page, that link that sits in the chat. Bookmark that. The Zoom link for the week is there. Anytime we say, hey, community page, the link to the community page is in there. Anytime we say something, Bobby put this in the Google Drive, it's all on this page. You don't need 9,000 links. You need one link, and we put it everywhere. So I'm going to walk you through that in about 2 seconds. And then I'm going to take you into the community page, and you're going to go enjoy your weekend and have some fun. We will say, and this will be in the community page, you're going to get some, you'll get an email on this probably about an hour after we're done. Create a Google Doc. It's going to help you. And if you use Notion Doc, whatever it is, Google, Notion, whatever, Evernote, whatever works for you, create a document because everything we give you, you want to start to organize this week. Okay? If you have a wise statement that you already have or a vision statement, get that in there. Just put it in there. And if you don't, totally fine. You'll start to see how this plays out. But the more you can bring to this challenge, the more you're going to get out of this challenge. This is important. Childhood photo. Between the ages of 4 and 12 years old, I'll show you our example in a second. That's going to play out on Wednesday. I'm just letting you know, okay? So find something that, you know, it might make you cry a little bit or it might make you jump up and down. It doesn't matter what it does. That is extremely important. And then I'm going to show you how to set up everything in our community space so you can ask questions and engage. And the only thing I ask each and every one of you, it makes it so fun for all of us if you engage with us because Bobby will play full out. I've watched him literally do 10-minute workshops with people in front of everybody that he usually charges multiple $1,000s for. So come play full out with us, okay? And you're going to, you know, your cameras, it helps us. I get it if you're in a place you can't, but you know, when you're in an event like this, it's kind of cool to see everybody smile. We have about 15 that are in this as of now. So Monday and Tuesday, you'll start to see this fill out more, and I'm sure we'll have more register over the weekend. All right. These are our photos, just so you can see, okay? That's Bobby over on the left. That's me in the middle of the my two brothers, okay? That's all I'm going to show you now, but I just want to give you an idea of what you want to get together. There will be stories playing out of this. And I think all I got to do now, those on LinkedIn, one more time, take a screenshot or any other social if you're like, yeah, I got to be part of this. Boom, or DM Bobby and I, and we'll get you in that. So what I want to do now for those of you on live, this is your resources page. And, you know, I've done hundreds of virtual events, specifically over 125-day challenges. And the one thing I cannot stand when I attend virtual events is when people send me links nonstop. It's like, can you just give me one that hosts it all? So we have one that hosts it all. So during this week, If you're like, hey, I want to join, oh, I put it, it helps to go to the right one. It helps to be on the right page when you're showing stuff. Okay, this page.
Yeah.
This guy right here that you're meeting right now, there's a video that walks you through everything on here. So everything I'm saying fastish now. If you're like, I need this guy a little slower because he's from New York, I totally understand that, by the way. There's a video here that you can go through. Okay. So if you're like, yeah, I want to upgrade to VIP, you hit this button. It's all you got to do. Boom, it'll take you there. If you want this locked on your calendar, some of you might have hit add event. You hit that, put it on your calendar. This will populate your calendar all next week, and the Zoom link is within that. Okay, if you don't want it on your calendar, you don't have to. I just know I put stuff on my calendar or I don't show up, so simple thing there. This is the Zoom link for the entire week. You obviously know the Zoom link if you're on here, but I see people all the time. Hey, what's today's Zoom link? Guess what? It's the same Zoom link every day, okay? We're not going to do that. So if you have anything, just hit it there. I'm going to bring you in the community in 1 second right here. And then over here, Bobby has some downloads as we go through the week on Google Drive. So they're all in this folder that you'll see here. So I just want you to know everything for the week leads exactly where you need without having to be confused. And if you have questions on this during the week, don't be shy. Like, Chris, I'm missing something. Please, I don't want anybody to not find something. If you're not connected with me on LinkedIn, let me know. We'll make sure you get that. I'll put my link down there. And then during the week, you know, if you feel it in your heart and you got a testimonial, wow, this was powerful, we'll talk to you about how you can do that. But what I want to do now is when you hit this, some of you might have used tools like School, SKOOL, Mighty Networks, Circle, things like that. We use Go High Level, which is a very school-looking feel. This is our community. So as this is coming in now, and I'm just going to go to the community, it's going to be asking you to set up an account. And this is taking a second because I didn't have this open. That's my fault. There it is. And so you've got to set up an account. You don't need to do this now. You're going to put your beautiful photo on there, right? Then all you're going to do is once you're in here during the week, everything we do. So this pre-challenge prep is right here, what we were saying. So if you hit this on the left, this is the pre-challenge prep right here, okay? So if you're like, just want to go through that, you can do that. And guys, you can come in and comment here, just like a post on LinkedIn or anything. You see how there's comments under here? If over the weekend you do something or you have questions, comment and tag Bobby. I guarantee you Bobby's responding pretty quickly to you, okay? Bobby puts all his energy into this. So don't be shy. You have some type of question, ask it. And then as we go through the week, each day, the replay will be loaded in here and the assignment we give you. And they're fun assignments, okay? These aren't things that are not, you know, just these are things that are going to move you forward. And then if you have any particular questions that may be out of the realms that are nothing we're doing, you just go to the open Q&A channel and you come in here and you write a post. So Bobby has some featured ones. You can just simply write a post and ask those questions. It's that simple. So you'll find everything in here. You'll see we have a lot of different members in here that you can connect with. These are all people who have been through the challenge. And then don't worry about the leaderboard. So that's where everything will be for the week. When you start to do this on your own and you have questions, just ask Bobby or I or anything. But we're excited for you next week. Bobby, you want to add anything to this? I think that was everything I wanted to cover on my, it is.
No, I think that was great. You did a good, you always do a good job of summarizing all the different aspects of it. I mean, and here's the thing, like, everyone who joins our challenge, like, you know, Chris talks about, you know, what's the expression? You not put out, you
People pay attention to what they pay for.
We play full out. That's what you said.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what that means is, look, every single program and group that I've run, whether it's my TLB membership community, my group coaching programs, or my TEDx Mastery high level stuff, there are people who do a lot of work and people who do less work. When you join a gym membership, you can go to everything and take advantage of the full membership, or you can completely ignore it and just stay home on the couch and not go. So those who are willing to put the work in and do a lot of stuff are going to get a ton of benefit from this challenge, right? So I would encourage you to, you know, when you're there, you know, be there for the hour and bring any question, because I will answer every single question you have. Like, people always have questions. Someone sent me a question on LinkedIn just yesterday saying, hey, you know, what's the difference between TED and TEDx? And I had explained that, and, you know, and she wasn't really clear on some of the stuff. I said, well, here's how it works. And because you know, I'm a nerd about TEDx and TED, so I know how it all works. So I explained a lot of things to her that she had heard before. And I was like, you know, maybe you should join the challenge and whatnot. So if you ask lots of questions or you come prepared with questions, then great. If you also allocate some time after the call on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for about at least half an hour to do the homework and come back with more questions, you're going to get more out of it than anyone else. And there's going to be another point where I'm going to invite people to let me actually work with them, workshop with them live on their vision and why statement, on their story, on their content strategy, on or sharing their story. And then, some people step up, some people don't. So the question becomes, who do you want to be? So I encourage you, and anyone else is watching this that joins the challenge, because everyone's not here today, that playing full out means, yeah, the more you put in, the more you get out of it. I often use this expression that for those of us who are as old as I am, when I was younger, they used to have these pop soda bottles, pop bottles, Coca-Cola, Orange Crush, Sprite, and it would be a glass bottle, and you had to return it, to get money back, right? Like 10 cents or a quarter or whatever that might be. But the very top of the bottle would say, no deposit, no return. And that is a life philosophy, right? If you deposit and put effort into something, you will get return out of it. If you don't, no return. So I love that. And so that's my advice for leveraging this thing. I mean, 3 of you are here today. You can get started on a life story and get ahead of everybody else, because on Monday, I'm going to say, work on your life story. So you already know in advance what I want you to do. Also, Chris,
So,
yeah, go ahead, Talila, go ahead.
I have a question. You talk about a life story. You mean like my entire life story, or just the life story that I want to share for the TEDx talk?
No, I want you to bullet point key parts of your life story. Yes. Because here's the thing. The TEDx talk is not going to be about your business. It's not going to be about your career. It's not going to be about any of that. It's going to be a moment in your life that's personal, where you had an epiphany and a learning, and you want to share it. And the majority of the best, most viral TEDx talks have been personal stories, and they still lead to 10xing your business or career. All 5 of my TEDx talks have nothing to do with my business, but the first one in particularly, and the last one, people love the message, they love the stories, they liked me, and they want to work with me. So that's why I get people. Maybe there's a story. And what's also interesting, just 2 days ago, the people in my TEDx mastery program, the high level one, I was working with her, and she was like, I found some stories I completely forgot about. Like, yeah, I know. Like, once your brain's like opening doors, more doors open on me. Like, oh, I forgot about that thing that happened when I was 16. Wow. Or that thing that happened when I was 27. And it becomes an amazing thing. I think the biggest problem with TEDx talks is people think I have to tell my life story. That is not what you would do. I mean, there was even a movie about Mandela, and it wasn't even about his entire life story. It was about the rugby tournament that he wanted to host as president of South Africa, and that's all it was. There was a 2-hour movie with Matt Damon and Morgan Freeman, and that was it. And so that became a entire movie. Same with TEDx. Like, it's just that one moment in your life that you want to talk about. What's the lesson? Oh, I was going to say, sorry, the other thing I want to mention is that for those who don't know, the VIP, so there's a VIP option. And again, it's great value because you get a 1-hour consult with me for an entire hour on your path and what you're working on. You also get the $1,500 list of all the TEDx events around the world, and you also get another networking mastery training from me. So you can look at the VIP options on the website and see if you're interested, but it's still cheaper than booking me for 1 hour normally. Chris, anything else? We're good?
No, I think we started this off good. We thank you all for showing up. Those that couldn't make it, we know we had some emails. Next week we'll have 15-ish. We'll see, and we get some more. It'll be closer to 2025. But guys, like Bobby said, just come play full out. We'll have a lot of fun. We look forward to working with you. Thank you for coming and sharing with us today. As you go in the community page, any questions, hit Bobby or I up. We'll make sure you're good in there. Bobby has access to a little bit more admin rights than I do. So if you can't get into it, he'll make sure you get in there. Yeah. Don't be shy. Listen, we focus on this challenge 100%. You're here You're our group next week, so any questions are not dumb questions because somebody else will ask them. That's all I got to say, Bobby. Thank you,
Yeah.
ladies.
Do you have any other questions for me right now?
Nope. I look forward to digging into the content. Thank you.
Okay, great. Well, thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate it. And I'm gonna do a quick shout out since we're live everywhere. I want to do a shout out to my mom because I love my mom. And tonight we're doing a celebration of her life to celebrate 80 years on this planet. And
Wow.
it's not our actual birthday, but we're doing it a little bit earlier because it's summer and everyone's here, including all her grandkids. So her birthday's in September. We're doing it tonight. I'm very excited about it. Mom, I love you. And I'll, as you always request me to do, I will do a post about you. She's like, Bobby, I always love when you post about me and say something really nice. And then all my friends call me, oh, I read about Bobby said on Facebook or on Twitter. I'm like, okay, Mom, I'll do it again. So just a shout out to my mom. This is live everywhere to 650,000 followers everywhere on Twitter, Instagram. Like, it's even on TikTok. See, because TikTok's here. Hi, TikTok. So we're on TikTok now too. So like, love my mom. I just want to say that. And wish you guys all the best, and we'll see you guys next week. And those who are interested in the test, just look, go to the website, and just read it. And I would say watch 2 or 3 of the video testimonials. If you don't see the value, ping me and tell me why you don't. And if you want to learn more, then just ping me. But I suggest you be part of it. Even if you can't make all the days. And you'll get the replays. You make 2 days. You're still going to get training from me. I'll still answer all your questions. Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
See you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right, Chris. Good job. I'm going to end this now.